Coffee in the same chipped cup, your sweater on the chair I love, Sunday papers spread like wings, you hum along to anything, you tap your foot, I lose my place, burn the toast just watching your face, all my plans drift out to sea in the quiet, you're the loudest thing in me. You mean everything to me, every corner, every key, every breath between the words, every silence that we share. I swear, you're the start of every day, you're the home I never had. If I lose the rest of it all, I'll be alright, 'cause you mean everything to me. Your shoes by the door, one on its side, your notes on the fridge, crooked but kind. You laugh at the lines around my eyes, say they're proof that we survive. We argue about nothing big, what show to watch, how strong the tea is, and you curl up under my arm like a storm that loves the dark gone calm. You mean everything to me, every corner, every key, every breath between the words, every silence that we share. I swear, you're the start of every day, you're the home I never had. If I lose the rest of it all, I'll be alright, 'cause you mean everything to me. I've had rooms that never felt lived in, jobs and cities I kept drifting in. Put your name on my phone at 3, turn the hallway light on inside me. If the roof falls in, if the banks all break, if the ground gives way, if the sky turns gray, I'll still reach for your hand first. Even scared, even hurt, even worse, you mean everything to me. Every corner, every key, every breath between the words, every silence that we share. I swear, you're the start of every day, you're the home I never had. If I lose the rest of it all, I'll be alright, 'cause you mean everything to me. Tell me once more, just in case I forget, when the world runs loud and my heart beats a mess, sing my name soft, pull me back from the edge. I'm not brave alone, I confess, yeah. If I could write it on the windows, trace it on your skin in the dark, every way I try to say it still falls short of your heart. You mean everything to me, every corner, every key, every breath between the words, every silence that we share. I swear, you're the start of every day, you're the home I never had. If I lose the rest of it all, I'll be alright, 'cause you mean everything to me. You mean everything to me. You mean everything. You mean everything to me. Stay right here, just your head on my chest, streetlights sneaking through the blinds, all the noise in my head fades out when your fingers find mine. You mean everything to me. You do, you do, you do, you do. You mean everything to me. Every part of you. Let the years take what they take, let the clock spin how they spin. every door I've ever closed somehow. Let me hear again, you mean everything to me. You mean everything to me. Oh, stay with me. I'll forget my own name someday, misplaced faces, lose the dates, but I'll know the way you breathe at night, the tiny tremble in your it's okay. You mean everything to me. You mean everything to me. You mean everything to me. Everything to me. You mean everything to me. Stay right here, don't leave. Just your head. Stay right here, don't leave. Just your head on my chest. You mean everything to me.
Late bus sighs at the corner, steam rising from the gutter, soft and pale. Your name in my cracked phone screen unread, but I stare anyway. Traffic light changing colors on puddles that remember every car. I'm walking slow on purpose, let the night stretch, let it pull me apart. Street lights on the wet asphalt, painting gold on a broken road. Every step a quiet echo, I don't feel empty, I just feel alone. If this is all I ever have, this quiet, this gentle lake, and let it rain and rain again, till even my loneliness feels warm. Corner store sign flickers, old man sweeping glass into a pan. Stray cat guards the doorway like it's the king of this tiny land. Clouds lean low, heavy, but the air feels easy in my chest. I'm humming some forgotten song, half a melody, half a breath. Street lights on the wet asphalt, painting gold on a broken road. Every step a quiet echo, I don't feel empty, I just feel alone. If this is all I ever have, this quiet, this gentle lake, then let it rain and rain again, till even my loneliness feels warm. Got my jacket zipped uneven, one headphone and the other dangling free, letting in the distant sirens and the hush of the sycamore trees. I think about the ones I've lost, how they laugh at the way I drift. But out here with the dark and the drizzle, I swear I feel them in the mist. Street lights on the wet asphalt, painting gold on a broken road. Every step a quiet echo, I don't feel empty, I just feel alone. If this is all I ever have, this quiet, this gentle lake, and let it rain and rain again, till even my loneliness feels warm. Maybe I was chasing crowded rooms that never saw me. Maybe I was wasting every quiet night that called me. Now the city's breathing slow, like it's saving me a place in the halo of a lamppost where the world forgets my name. Street lights on the wet asphalt, painting gold on a broken road. Every step a quiet echo. I don't feel empty, I just feel alone. If this is all I ever have, this quiet, this gentle lake, then let it rain and rain again, till even my loneliness feels warm. I walk and the road shines tiny mirrors of someone's life. Taillights blur into gentle lines, red and white on the edge of time. I walk past the shuttered bar, chairs on tables like a house of cards. My shadow stretches then breaks apart, stitches of light sewn across the dark. I breathe in wet dust and smoke, every window a private joke. I don't belong, but I'm not misplaced. The night holds me like an empty embrace. Let it rain on my open hands, let it stay as long as it can. I am here, I am torn, but under these street lights my loneliness feels warm. Under these street lights my loneliness feels warm. Just me and the asphalt and the hush before the dawn. One more turn, one last corner, till the rain runs out of storm. Under these street lights my loneliness feels warm. Cheap umbrella dripping on my sleeve, neon puddles copy every leaf. Taxi passes, throws a halo on my shoes. Sidewalk steam, breathing like it knows the truth. Street lights on the wet asphalt, spilling gold across the gray. Every crack in this old city softly asking me to stay. It's a small, small ache, but it doesn't feel the same on a night like this. Even loneliness feels warm again. Shuttered windows, still a flicker through the blinds. Some late mood
pick it up. Bare feet on cool floor. Clock says take your time. Silence like a blanket tucked around my mind. So I breathe in, watch the ripples in the glass. Let the seconds drip like honey, slow and vast. There's a whole out world that I don't have to prove. In this quiet, quiet corner, I remember how to move. Mail stacked by the doorway, names I should return. Little list of don't forgets waiting their turn. Sun writing soft lines across the wooden chair. Dust dancing easy like it's floating on a prayer. So I breathe in, watch the ripples in the glass. Let the seconds drip like honey, slow and vast. There's a whole out world that I don't have to prove. In this quiet, quiet corner, I remember how to move. Phone face down and sleeping far from my hand. All those restless voices finally understand. I'm not in a hurry, I'm not running late. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, beside this simple grace. So I breathe in, watch the ripples in the glass. Let the seconds drip like honey, slow and vast. There's a whole out world that I don't have to prove. In this quiet, quiet corner, I remember how to move. Maybe this is what it means to feel my own heartbeat, walking through my history in bare feet. Every little worry cooling in my hands as the morning light does what it always can. Steam in the morning, window glowing gold. I take another slow sip, let the warmth unfold. Pages stay unturned, plans can wait their turn. I watch the tiny clouds rise, curl away and burn. The curtains breathing in, breathing out with me. A single bird outside answers someone's in key. I trace the rim of porcelain round and round again, like I'm circling all the days, finding where I've been. I don't say a word, no one needs to hear. The room holds its breath, then settles clear. I could live forever in this gentle pause. Sunlight on my knuckles, no applause, no cause, just steam in the morning and a quiet heart. Every little sorrow pulled a bit apart. I close my eyes, leaning to that fragile glow, and let this simple moment be the only thing I know.
gas, late bus, your breath riding ghost on the window. We counted every rooftop like we knew where we would go. Your hand on my sleeve, coffee steam between our faces, raindrops racing down the pane, picking favorite traces. I still see raindrops on the window pane, rolling like the years that we let wash away. We were so certain in that passing rain. Now it's just me and this reflected face, watching raindrops on the window pane, saying all the words that we forgot to say. You laugh in the silence when thunder tried to make us flinch. You said if the sky falls, promise you won't move an inch. Traffic lights smeared red, turn the whole world soft and strange. You drew a crooked heart where the glass began to change. I still see raindrops on the window pane, rolling like the years that we let wash away. We were so certain in that passing rain. Now it's just me and this reflected face, watching raindrops on the window pane, saying all the words that we forgot to say. Same route, same corner, different jacket, colder eyes, phone pressed to the window, chasing old familiar signs. Your seat is a shadow in the blur of silver streets. Every drop that finds the edge feels like something leaving me. I still see raindrops on the window pane, rolling like the years that we let wash away. We were so certain in that passing rain. Now it's just me and this reflected face, watching raindrops on the window pane, saying all the words that we forgot to say. Were we just two faces in the glass, passing shapes that never last? Or did that tiny moving frame hold the best of what we had? If I could step back on that day, let the storm erase my pride, would your fingers find my sleeve and stay there through the ride? Or would you stay? I still see raindrops on the window pane, rolling like the years that we let wash away. We were say, raindrops on the window pane, names we never learned to change. Every street rolls by the same, but you, raindrops on the window pane, tiny trails of what remains. I trace us in the running chains of blue. Shapes all slip away. Raindrops on the window pane. Stay a little longer. Stay. Raindrops on the window pane. Stay a little longer. Stay. Raindrops on the window pane. Whisper in your name. Your name. On my sleeve again, raindrops on the window pane, till there's only sky, only sky, only sky. Said it looks like it might fall apart. Coffee gone cold in your shaking hands. Forecast on your phone said another dark day. You laughed once, guess that's all we get. Wipers drawing lines on the windshield, whole world blurred into silver and gray. You sighed, what if this is how it always is? And I almost believed you till it hit. Rainbow through the rain, cutting through the gray like your first brave smile. Color in the pain, hanging in the sky just a little while. If it can show up here, it can show up again. I promise you love, I promise you hope, like a rainbow through the rain. Traffic barely moved on the highway, horn blast buried under the storm. You stared straight ahead, eyes on the water. Watch the clouds trying to transform. Then light found a gap in the curtains, painted that arc over rusted signs. You whispered, is that really for us? I said, it's been waiting the whole time. A rainbow through the rain, cutting through the gray like your first brave smile. Color in the pain, hanging in the sky. If it can show up here, it can show up again. I promise you love, I promise you hope, like a rainbow through the rain. Years from the seat on this freeway, we'll tell this story to someone new. How the worst kind of weather drew a bridge out of blue. For it right when it's hardest, when the clouds feel too heavy to change. You'll squeeze my hand twice, once for then, once for now, and I'll still see that first streak of flame. Rainbow through the rain, cutting through the gray like your first brave smile. sky just a little while. If it can show up here, it can show up again. I promise you love, I promise you hope, like a rainbow through the rain. Hold on in the downpour, hold on when you can't see the end. Every storm has an exit, every tear has a friend. We'll stand in the middle, get soaked, let the colors run into our skin. If we keep walking forward together, that's where the bright begins. Oh, rainbow through the rain, cutting through the gray like your first brave smile. Color in the pain, hanging in the sky just a little while. If it can show up here, it can show up again. I promise you love, I promise you hope, like a rainbow through the rain. Just stay, stay through the weather, stay till the gray breaks into 7 shades. I'll say your name till it starts to shimmer, till every drop turns into tiny flames. We'll trace that line on the horizon, red to violet, hand in hand. Every promise that we're making, written quiet across the land. You're my color in the storm, you're the arc that pulls me forward. I'll be the shoulder, you'll be the laughter, we'll be the after, we'll be the after. Rainbow through the rain, through the rain. Rainbow through the rain, through the rain. Let it fade, we still remember where the light it left behind. Rainbow through the rain, through the rain. Every storm will pass in time. When the dark comes back tomorrow, we'll look up and we'll still find that the sky keeps room for color, even when it's filled with gray. You and me and all this weather, we're the proof that love can stay. Rainbow through the rain, through the rain. Rainbow through the rain, through the rain. Rainbow through the rain, through the We were counting cars on that old gray couch, fog on the glass, your name traced out. He laughed too loud, said the world can wait. Coffee getting cold, but it still tasted great. Raindrops racing down the window frame. Bet on which one would win that little game. You leaned your head on my shoulder blade, said, remember this, when it all starts to fade. Raindrops on the window pane, running like the years we gave. Every little streak knows your name. I still see us in the glass, two soft faces framed in past, watching storms roll by while we stayed the same.
Raindrops on the window pane. Street lights blurred into watercolor streaks. You hummed a song off key, off beat. I watched your mouth curve around each word, thinking if this is small, I don't want the world. You talk big dreams, tiny apron in your hand, restaurant sketches on the back of a napkin. I said one day they'll stand in line for you. You rolled your eyes, but your smile knew. Raindrops on the window pane, running like the years we gave. Every little streak knows your name. I still see us in the glass, two soft faces framed in past, watching storms roll by while we stayed the same. Raindrops on the window pane. Now the couch is gone and the room's gone too. They tore that building down, built something new, but in my chest that corner's still there. Hand-me-down blanket, your tangled hair. I sit by a different window in a different town. Same gray sky, same soft sound. On days like this I almost call, then I trace your name in the fog, that's all. Raindrops on the window pane, running like the years we gave. Every little streak knows your name. I still see us in the glass, two soft faces framed in past, watching storms roll by while we stayed the same. Raindrops on the window pane. Tell me, did the rain feel lighter when you learned to walk alone? Did you find a brighter little place to call your own? I'm standing by a window, talking to the past, asking every drop how it felt. So fast, so fast. Raindrops on the window pane, running like the years we gave. Every little streak still knows your name. I still see us in the glass, even though the moment passed, watching storms roll by while we took the blame. Raindrops on the window pane. Raindrops on the window carry you back to me. Every line that trickles down draws our history. Two mugs on the table, your sock on my knee. You're talking to the thunder like it could make you free. I blink and it's quiet, no one on that couch, just the low hum of evening and the steady falling sound. I press my thumb where your head once lay, feel the chill of the glass, hear the echo of your name. Raindrops on the window pane, falling in a crooked chain. One by one they disappear. Still, I feel you almost here. I whisper your jokes to an empty room, trace a crooked heart that the fog consumes. Raindrops keep writing what I can't explain, all the small forever things we hid inside that frame. Stay a little longer on this old window, hold her face a moment more before you let it go. Raindrops on the window pane. Stay, just stay, just stay till you wash me back
tracing the window, quiet storms in your chest, little rivers on your knuckles from a day that had done its best. Sky was colorless metal, all your faith felt thin. Said I'm tired of tomorrow, like you'd already given in. Then a rainbow cut through the rain, like somebody answered your name. All those colors leaning over our pain, saying hold on, love, we'll find our way. If the clouds can open again, our hearts can open the same, I promise you. Through every gray, there's a rainbow through the rain. We stood barefoot on the gravel, cold water on our toes. You laughed once through the shiver, said, is this how healing goes? Cars move slow at the stoplight, people lost in their own storms. But your hand found my fingers, and your fingers finally felt warm. When that rainbow cut through the rain, like somebody answered your name. All those colors leaning over our pain, saying hold on, love, we'll find our way. If the clouds can open again, then our hearts can open the same, I promise you. Through every gray, there's a rainbow through the rain. One day we'll walk with our children past this corner of the street. You'll point up to the power line, say right here we chose to believe. They'll roll their eyes, keep walking, but they'll store it deep inside. How two people in a downpour found a reason to stay alive. 'Cause a rainbow cut through the rain, like somebody whispered your name. All those colors leaning over our pain, saying hold on, love, we'll find our way. If the clouds can open again, then our hearts can open the same, I promise you. Through every gray, there's a rainbow through the rain. So when it's dark at the edges and your voice goes small, when you're sure this is ending, when you brace for the fall, let my hand be a shelter, let my word be a light. I will stay through your longest night, till a rainbow cuts through the rain, like somebody calling your name. All those colors leaning over our pain, saying hold on, love, we'll find our way. If the clouds can open again, then our hearts can open the same, I promise you. Through every gray, there's a rainbow through the rain. See it bending over houses, over wires, over stone. Every shade we've ever broken, finding somewhere to belong. I see summer in your shoulder, I see spring inside your eyes. Every season that once hurt you now is written in the sky. We'll hang our dreams on that arch, let the sunlight spell our names. All the scars and all the stories turn to colors in the haze. We'll walk on past the puddles and the blame. Every step, every breath is a quiet
till that promise shines again. I'll repeat it soft and certain, like a prayer beneath the strain. You are loved in every storm front, you are held in every ache. You are more than all that's broken, more than anything that breaks. And when all you see is rainfall, when you're drowning in the gray, I'll be whispering beside you. We'll outlast this, come what may. For as long as skies are changing and the clouds remember light, we'll keep choosing hope together. We'll keep turning toward the bright. Just a rainbow through the rain, just your fingers in my hand, just a promise, small but steady.
Coffee in a chipped white mug, sun sneaking past the curtains, dust floating like slow confetti, your sweater on the kitchen chair. That same old station humming low, static in a half-tuned dream. Then the song we both grew up on finds a crack in my sleepy grin. Let the old radio sing, let the morning take its time. Every crackle, every line pulls me back, pulls me in. Let the old radio sing, leave the to-do list on the fridge. I just need this lazy light and that voice through the tin. Burnt toast, I don't even care. Sing along, get the words half wrong. Hey. Neighbors' car doors, distant bark, life starting soft down the block. Bare feet on the cool tile floor, swaying by the sink, half awake. You text a joke from the other room, laugh carries through the hallway. Yeah, let the old radio sing, let the morning take its time. Every crackle, every line pulls me back, pulls me in. Let the old radio sing, let the hurry wait outside. I just need this lazy light and that voice on the wind. Mail on the mat can't wait, call I should make can't wait. Calendar squares all staying blank for one more quiet refrain. Kettle whistles soft and slow, song fades into someone new, but the feeling hangs in the tiles, like your name in the steam. Let the old radio sing, let the morning take its time. Every crackle, every line pulls me back, pulls me in. Let the old radio sing, leave the future on the shelf. I just need this gentle now and this room to myself. Maybe later we'll get dressed, maybe later we'll make plans. Right now there's a chorus in the kitchen holding both my hands. Every worry waits its turn on the edge of town of thought. In this small familiar station, I remember what I've got. Oh yeah, let the old radio sing, let the morning take its time. Every crackle, every line
back, pulls me in. Let the old radio sing, let the second hand slow down. I just need this tender hush and that sound, let the old radio sing. Let the old radio sing, soft as a breeze through the screen, soft as the steam on the glass. Let the old radio sing. I'll be standing by the sink, humming the parts that I know, letting the rest just pass. Let the old radio sing. Name every shade of this light, stain every corner of day with this easy first song. Let the old radio sing. I'll keep the volume just right so I can hear the kettle and the chorus breathe as one. Let the old radio sing while the dust dances slow, while my pulse finds its pace, while the street fully wakes. Let the old radio sing. Don't change the dial yet, don't chase the hours yet. Let the old radio sing.
Rust on the dial, coffee on the stove, same crooked antenna, same song I used to know. Dust in the sunlight, floating in time, murmur of the morning, waking up slow to that line. Oh radio, play that again. Let the chorus drag its feet, my friend. I got nowhere else I need to go, so take your time, oh radio. You hum the parts I always miss, I sip and sway to every bit of it. If the world can wait, just let it wait below and take your time, oh radio. Bare feet on the hardwood, cold against my heel, mail on the counter, I still don't break the seal. Song slips through the hallway, finds me at the sink. I'm washing the same two plates, lost in that lazy bridge in a blink. Old radio, play that tune again. Let the chorus drag its feet, my friend. I got nowhere else I need to go, so take your time, old radio. You hum the parts I always miss, I nod along to every bit of it. If the calls come in, I let the ringer blow. Just take your time, old radio. Neighbors start their engines, headlights sweep the wall. Someone slams a car door, somebody beats the rush hour crawl. But here in this kitchen, steam fogs the glass. The hook keeps looping soft, and I let another minute pass. Old radio, play that tune again. Let the chorus drag its feet, friend. I got nowhere else I need to go. So take your time, old radio. You hum the parts I always miss, turn every crackle into a little bliss. If the day speeds up, I'll stay moving slow. So take your time, old radio. Sing me through the dishes, through the creaking in the chair, through the kettle's fading whistle, through the dust in the air, through the neighbor's laughing doorway, through a train horn far away, through the dog across the alley finding something to say, through the street that slowly empties of the early rushing crowd, through the distant truck reversing with its beeping soft and loud, through the drip under the faucet, through a page turned in my hand, through the list I'm not yet writing, through the plans I never planned, through the fridge's quiet humming, through a bird call in the tree, through the stretch and yawn of nothing that still feels like everything to me. Keep spinning in your corner, fading in and out of tune. I'll let this easy morning fill the whole afternoon. Radio, keep going slow. Radio, don't let it go. Under your glow, I learn again how days can flow. Rust on the dial, coffee gone cold, same familiar song still never grows old. Dust on the sill, steam from the mug, books on the table, slippers on the rug, traffic far off, kettle still warm, shirt from last evening hanging half warm, morning coffee by the window, sunlight on my knees, watching dust turn into fire, floating in the breeze. Nothing pressing, nothing heavy, just the quiet in this room. Morning coffee by the window, let the day come when it's due. Neighborhood dog barks once, then gone. Songbird decides to pick the same dawn. Phone on the counter, screen face down. My pulse finally slowing down. Morning coffee by the window, sunlight on my knees, watching dust turn into fire, floating in the breeze. Nothing pressing, nothing heavy, just the quiet in this room. Morning coffee by the window, let the day come when it's due. List on the fridge, names, little chores, life in small letters by the fridge door. there later, but not right now. Breathe in this moment like a silent vow. Morning coffee by the window, sunlight on my knees, watching dust turn into fire, floating in the breeze. Nothing pressing, nothing heavy, just the quiet in this room. Morning coffee by the window, let the day come when it's due. All of the years rushing under my feet, all of the plans stacked up in the week. Here in this corner they loosen their grip, sugar on my tongue, ceramic at my lip. Oh, I stir the cup, watch ripples fade. Little brown universe I quietly made, curtain edge glowing, gold on the floor, shadows grow softer, reach for the door. But I don't stand, I stay right here, letting this stillness ring in my ears. Sip after sip, time in slow streaks, swirls in the steam brush past my cheeks. Breath in the warmth, breath out the night. Coffee grows colder, day grows bright. Calendar waiting, shoes by the mat, keys in a bowl. I know all that for one more minute, maybe for two. I live in the sunlight like it's something new. Morning coffee by the window, soft in my hand, soft in my hand. I'll join the world in a little while when I can stand. So I sit and I listen to nothing at all, just the house gently breathing down the hall. Cup to my lips, eyes half closed in this simple, quiet ritual. I feel known. Folded like a secret, yellowed at the seams, old address and crooked lines. You wrote my name between the dreams. Coffee stain in one corner, perfume faint as rain. I almost hear your teenage voice running wild between each phrase. It's just dust on the ink, but my heart still jerks, still sinks. Every word that you underlined pulls me straight through time. I was so sure we were forever. You were writing like we'd never change. Now I'm older and I'm better, still you bruise me with your younger page. You circled our first summer, promise me you'll stay. I doodled sun, a crooked heart, two initials in the gray. You dreamed of some small apartment, plants along the sill. You'd paint on Sundays, I'd make toast. We'd argue just for thrills. It's just dust on the ink, but my heart still jerks, still sinks. Every word
word that you underlined pulls me straight through time. I was so sure we were forever. You were writing like we'd never change. Now I'm older and I'm better. Still you bruise me with your younger page. There's a line you never finished, pen pressed through the sheet. Promise me if we lose this, the sentence stops, then repeats. Did we mean to lose each other, or just misread the signs? I fold the corner carefully, like I'm tucking in our lives. It's just dust on the ink, but my heart still jerks, still sinks. Every word that you underlined pulls me straight through time. I was so sure we were forever. You were writing like we'd never change. Now I'm older, maybe better. Still you bruise me with your younger page. I could call you, I could write back to an address that doesn't exist. I could chase down all the summers that slipped right through our fists. But some doors stay half open, some ghosts stay half alive. You were right there in that letter, that's where you survive. I slide the drawer back slowly, let the darkness take its claim. All that's left upon my fingers, paper dust and your old name. Soft light on the kitchen floorboards, evening leaning in. I whisper something to the silence, like you might answer it again. Years stack up like folded letters, stacked, forgotten, then recalled. We were certain, we were endless. Turns out we were just small. So I leave you in that moment, ink still drying in your mind. A forgotten page of youth that I visit, then resign. I walk away from the dresser, heartbeat steady, breathing slow, carrying a faded version of a kid I used to know. Somewhere you are always writing on that crumpled, fragile sheet. I am always just now finding, every time these memories meet. Folded like a secret.
Found it by accident, reaching for winter gloves. Bent corner, faded ink, my name in your old hand. Year stamped in the margin, hearts drawn between the lines. Coffee stain in the middle, like a sun we used to chase. You wrote about leaving, but loaded it with maybe. every word a doorway to a room we never built. I sat on the wooden floor, back against the squeaking drawer, dust dancing in the light, reading who we thought we'd be. This old love letter in my hand shakes more than it did back then. Every sentence, every promise still knows how to slip under my skin. A forgotten page of youth, creased and yellow, but it hits like truth. I almost hear you in the margins, laughing at the person I became. You circled our hometown, said you'd draw a wider map, scribbled dreams in the corners, tiny arrows start right here. You imagined us in cities, names we couldn't pronounce. You swore you'd learn the language, I'd play along, pretend I could. You joked about our wedding in the cheapest rented hall, bad cake, crooked photos, but I'll be yours through it all. Funny how we lost the thread, dropped the story in the rush, yet your teenage certainty still makes my grown-up hands feel small. This old love letter in my hand shakes more than it did back then. Every sentence, every promise still knows how to slip under my skin. A forgotten page of youth, creased and yellow, but it hits like truth. I almost hear you in the margins, laughing at the person I became. I almost dial your number just to say you used to write like this, but I know our quiet distance is a fragile kind of peace. So I underline one sentence where you swore you'd never change. Then I catch my own reflection in the silver of the frame. We did what we had to become who we are now. Maybe every broken vow was just the future speaking loud. Still something in that paper refuses to grow old. My thumb on that last always, as if it still could hold. This old love letter in my hand shakes more than it did back then. Every sentence, every promise still knows how to slip under my skin. A forgotten page of youth, creased and yellow, but it hits like truth. I almost hear you in the margins, laughing at the person I became. Would we even like each other now, or just the echoes in these lines? Were we in love with us, or just the way we wished for time? If I could answer every question you scratched into that page, would it heal you? Would it haunt you? Or just prove we had to change? I fold the paper gently, follow every faded crease, like tracing back a river to a spring I cannot reach. Slide it in the drawer again, beneath the scarves and broken keys. Let it live there like a secret between the wood and memories. Years years pressed into layers, ticket stubs and scattered notes. You a chapter in the middle of a book I never wrote. I sit and let the room go dark, street noise humming through the glass. Mouth your name into the quiet, let the sound just drift and pass. One last time I see us walking down a road we never took. You turn back and you're still 19, handing me that folded look. I love you till forever, signed in loops you never keep. I whisper, so did I back then, and let the letter fall asleep. Drawers close, houses change, we grow careful with our truth. But somewhere in this silent room, there's still a light on for our youth. So stay there in the paper, smudged and soft, a younger you. I'll visit when the dust invites, and leave you where the past stays true.
Early April, sidewalk damp from yesterday's rain. You brush past me, though I know you're miles away. Paper cup coffee, cooling in my careless hand, and that fragrance pulls me back to where we began. Your perfume in the cherry blossom air turns this quiet street into a memory we shared. Laughing on that bench, shoulders touching, no one cared. Now it's only me and petals in the air, still chasing you through petals in the air. Crosswalk blinking, I forget the light has turned green. Frozen breathing, watching scenes that used to be. Your black umbrella tilted just enough for two. Every blossom feels like it's falling back to you. Your perfume in the cherry blossom air turns this crowded lane into a time we thought was rare. Hands inside your coat, you were shivering, unaware. Now it's only me and petals in the air, still reaching out through petals in the air. Friends keep saying, let the seasons carry you on, but this season keeps replaying what is gone. On my phone screen, your old message lights up faint. Meet at the river, like a ghost that won't behave. Your perfume in the cherry blossom air makes this drifting town feel like the night we made that dare. Running past the gate, pink confetti in your hair. Now it's only me and petals in the air. storms crowd the daylight out of me. Every drifting flake writes your name across my sleeve. But it fades, it always fades. Take the train past where we used to stay. Watch the houses blur, but you remain in a stranger's laugh, in the tilt of someone's face. And you're gone just as fast. Your perfume in the cherry blossom air. Every spring returns and finds me standing there, not to bring you back, just to teach me how to bear all these little ghosts and petals in the air, petals in the air, petals in the air. Petals in the
Your sleeve brushed mine on the narrow stone wall path. Lanterns humming somewhere far, but here only our quiet laugh. Plum petals in your hair, you didn't even notice one. I reached up, you held your breath just a second, then it was gone. Memories of a spring night, walking with your hand in mine. Plum petals on the stone wall, falling slow, ignoring time. You looked up and the sky blushed, like it heard what we didn't say. Memories of a spring night, still blooming in the gray. Our shadows broke and met between the cracks in ancient rock. You traced a shape with your shoe, said, I wish this path could talk. You asked me one small thing, will we remember this in years? I answered way too fast to hide the shake behind my fears. Memories of a spring night, walking with your hand in mine. Plum petals on the stone wall, falling slow, ignoring time. You looked up and the sky blushed, like it heard what we didn't say. Memories of a spring night, still blooming in the gray. If I had known how far we drift, I'd count each step, treat each word as a gift. If I had known how cold dawn feels, I'd hold you closer till the darkness peels. Now every early April, I take the same old turning, hands inside my pockets, heart a little burning. The wall is chipped and leaning, roots have found their way through stone. The city sounds are louder, but the past still feels like home. I see you in the distance, in a jacket, in a sigh, in the way a stranger pauses to brush their hair. Look at the sky, petals on the stone wall keep circling the air. I walk slow, I walk softer, as if you're still there. One step, then another, past every place we brushed each other. Memories of a spring night, so light, so light. Our fingers laced, then letting go, out of sight, out of sight. I reach out to the empty space where your hand used to be. Plum petals on the stone wall, still falling over me. If we forget the words we said, the path will hold them anyway. Boots soft on the breathing ground, morning hangs in silver sound. Spiderweb string low between the pines. Coffee breath and quiet hands, phone asleep in my backpack band. Thoughts still trying to untie old knots inside. Moss thick as a velvet rug, echo of an old day hug, rises up from cedar, earth, and stone. Little worries trail behind, snag on every bramble vine. Step by step, I'm not so alone. I walk this duet gentle line, every leaf a piece of my scattered mind. Let the cool air sort what I can't define. Under branches bending slow, I let the restless voices go. Forest mind, borrowed time, and it's enough to know. Sunlight spills like honey glass, puddles hold the overcast. Boot prints bloom, then soften into mud. Bird calls, trade a call and raise, threading through the tangled days. Pull me out of circles I've become. Breathing in the peppered bark, breathing out the city dark. Let it fall like jackets from my bones. There's a whisper in the fern, every bend, another turn, saying you don't have to fix it on your own. I walk this duet gentle line, every leaf a piece of my scattered mind. Let the cool air soar what I can't define. Under branches bending slow, I let the restless voices go. Forest mind, borrowed time, and it's enough to know. Stream runs like a crooked thought, stumbles, laughs at every rock. Still it finds a way to carry on. I watch it wobble, rush and roll, see my fears in undertow, feel them thinning as the water moves.
Snail trail on a fallen trunk, turning logs to fertile dust. Time moves different on this side of the hill. If the world decides to race, I can keep this slower pace. Pocket quiet like a folded note sealed. I walk this duet gentle line, every leaf a piece of my scattered mind. Let the cool air sort what I can't define. Under branches bending slow, I let the restless voices go. Forest mind, borrowed time, and it's enough to know. Low light through the canopy pours itself all over me. What if I am not a problem to be solved? If I just belong right here, muddy boots and heavy ears, held in roots that never ask what I'm involved. Step and breath, one small promise I can keep. Moss and mist, branch and twist, hold the pieces while I sleep. I am smaller than the trees, I am softer than my grief. Every footprint, every sigh washes out where shadows lie. Dew on grass, a jeweled line, morning prayers from crooked pines. I leave the anger in the fallen leaves. Take a pocket full of green, all the shades I've never seen. Tuck them where my chest can finally ease. I'll remember how the breeze answered questions wordlessly, how the path just let me be afraid. When the concrete starts to pound, when my thoughts are crowding loud, I will hear this quiet calling out my name. Steps grow faint beyond the bend, song continues, finds its end in the drip of water. Resting stone, forest mind, I'll come again. You were a stranger, now a friend. In your silence, I am home. You left your scarf on the back of that old chair. Smells like soap and something sweeter still hanging in the air. Windows cracked, first warm evening in a while. Breeze comes in and moves the fabric like it's learning your old smile. I feel you in the blossoms in your wake. Every petal falling knows your name. Spring keeps blowing back the days we made on this quiet street that hasn't changed. I turn around, but all that's there is your scent and all this empty space. Still I breathe you in, I breathe you in, with blossoms in your wake. We used to talk under branches bending low. Pink confetti on your lashes, you pretended not coat, say the weather's still too cold. Now the wind just steals my balance as the evening sky turns gold. I feel you in the blossoms in your wake. Every petal falling knows your name. Spring keeps blowing back the days we made on this quiet street that hasn't changed. I reach for you, but all I catch is your scent that time forgot to take. Yeah, I breathe you in, I breathe you in with blossoms in your wake. Ran into friends at the corner by the train. They asked if I still walk you home. I just laughed and said it's late. But when they left, I kept tracing our old route, past the cafe, past the river, past the life I built with you. I feel you in the blossoms in your wake. Every petal falling knows your name. Spring keeps blowing back the days we made on this quiet street that hasn't changed. I close my eyes, you're almost here in the fragile hush before they break. So I breathe you in, I breathe you in with blossoms in your wake. Maybe you forgot the way, but the wind remembers, carries every almost touch through another April. If I follow every swirl, will it lead me to you, or just circles in the air where we used to move? I feel you in the blossoms in your wake. Every petal falling knows your name. Spring keeps blowing back the days we made on this quiet street that hasn't changed. I'm standing where your shadow passed, under branches only you could shake. And I breathe you in, I breathe you in with blossoms in your wake. Breeze through open windows, footsteps on the stairs, your laughter in the hallway, then nothing, just the air. I wait between heartbeats for you to round that turn, for petals to spell something in a language I can learn. You're there in the doorway. Every time I blink, you're gone when I focus, so I just don't think. Let the wind write your outline across my tired face. Let the night hold this moment in a slow, suspended grace. I walk the same slow circle from the river to the park. Let the fallen flowers follow like they're glowing in the dark. Every corner, every crosswalk whispers pieces of your name, till the city fades to breathing, and the breathing sounds the same. If I stand here till the sunrise, will the scent of you move on, or stay stitched into this season like an echo in the dawn? I keep talking to the branches as they sway and bend and break. I'll remember every blossom's in your wakes. I breathe you in, I breathe you in, till the breeze forgets your shade. Still I breathe you in, I breathe you in, with blossoms in your
breath hanging like a small white cloud. Fern leaves leaning, listening to every thought I'm saying out loud. Moss soft as a blanket wraps round the roots, green and kind. Spider webs catching tiny suns as they sift through a restless mind. On this dew-covered path I can finally breathe. Every drop on the leaves takes a piece of me. All the worry I drag like a chain through the dark falls behind with the mud and the marks on this dew-covered path. I remember my heart. The thrush breaks the silence, one clear note cuts through the haze. Puddles hold upside down trees, world turned over in a silver glaze. My hands stuffed in pockets, but my shoulders start to fall free. Pine needles writing quiet lines of a poem under my feet. On this dew-covered path I can finally breathe. Every drop on the leaves takes a piece of me. All the hurry I wear like a coat 2 sizes small slips away with the mist on the falls. On this dew-covered path I feel something at all. Sun sneaks through the branches, drawing gold on the knotted bark. Tiny prints of a passing deer, fresh and light in the softened dark. I don't need the answers, just the sound of the creek that bends. Let the questions all drip from me, leaf by leaf as the morning mends. On this dew-covered path I can finally breathe. Every drop on the leaves takes a piece of me. All the ghosts that I fed with the flicker of screens lose their edge in this pale green sheen. On this dew-covered path I remember my dreams. Oh, slow down, bare ground, hear the hush between the crows and the breeze. Oh, breathe in, begin, let the mind lean back on the trees. On this dew-covered path I can finally breathe. Every drop on the leaves takes a piece of me. All the noise in my head like a far distant road fades away where the cold streams flow. On this dew-covered path I find my way home. Glistening grass at my ankles, footprints filling up with light. Every step every small green candle burns a hole in the fading night. Whispering rain in the branches, though the sky is turning clear. Every beat on the leaves, every branch that sways says, you're still here. You're still here. I walk on a little slower, let the timeline lose its teeth. Let the calendar fall like needles to the soft brown earth beneath. This dew-covered path, I can finally breathe. This dew-covered path, catching every thought that leaves. Steps grow lighter, heart grows quiet, fog thins out along the bend. I keep walking, forest listening, like a patient, ancient friend on this dew-covered path. Each breath is all I have to plan on this dew-covered path. I remember how to be just I